most favorable condition to start the creation of a bio-based education center is to have an engaged community who is already working in different activities regarding bio-based or bioeconomy education. That helps a lot to the initial mapping out of actors and to understand what are the resources and the activities that are already happening in terms of education. And it helps also to reach out the target audience. So this would be essential. Another point here is to have the existing partnerships or networks. In our case, for example, the European Bioeconomy University is a network that already exists and help us to create this center in a better and faster way. And I would add the financial resources. If there are funding and financial resources available, obviously it would be easier and more favorable to start the creation of the center.
So in the case of the Finnish BBEC, we think that you should have this diverse and motivated group of actors who represent education and business and also research. And these all actors should have this joint interest in collaborating towards a common theme or common goal or challenge.
To start a BBEC, a bio-based education center, I think we need to acknowledge the need in terms of students and workers in the industry, but also the need and the interest for the industry to pay for lifelong learning of their workers. In the Danish case, many of the students will be people who are already employed in the industry. So we need to know that they will be willing to pay and willing to go to receive more education.
So before considering creating a BBEC, you need to ensure that the region has a real demand, a real need for a bio-based education centre. And then if there is an institution in the region which has a high level of knowledge and expertise within the bioeconomy, then it would be ideal if the BBEC could be created within that existing institution, so we can minimize the legal, the economic and the administrative complications of setting up an entirely new entity.
I think the good conditions for starting the creation of BBEC is, for example, having a national bioeconomy strategy in your country, because the BBEC should be like bio-based education center in the bioeconomy. So the strategy tells you the areas, the specific sectors, what are the most important in your country regarding the bioeconomy. So this gives you a good condition to start mapping the actors, mapping the potential, the educational institutions, and so on. And it's a really good start, and always a good condition to have external funding, many opportunities to external funding, because the BioBEC is quite innovative education center. So it should get some external funding to develop in stages. The conditions are also favorable when the awareness about bioeconomy is high, because the actors want to cooperate with you, want to make some synergies with you.
Thinking of the most favorable conditions, I would say that, first of all, a partnership of motivated stakeholders represents a sort of conditio sine qua non. Then within this partnership, it's fundamental to have a clear and common vision of what to do and why. I would add that a common understanding of the needs, the expectations, and the requests made by the market or the civil society is also a very important condition for setting up a bio-based education center.